say the reason why young men come back here is we live as a tribe, right? Realistically, we're a group of men who walk this out with these young boys, right? So, when these young men get sober here or when they decide to start walking this path out, this is a place they can come back to remember where it started.
Well, isn't that your story?
And that's essentially my story. And, that's what resonates with those young men is like, I've been where you've been. Like, I know what it takes and I know what it looks like. And, you can do it. And having those guys that, have been adopted, but just connect so much with just who we are, our community, our tribe, because we want to see them win, not only if they're here, but, 5, 6, 7, 8 years later. Like, we want to see them become the man God created them to be.
Well, families ask me, what's your success rate? And look, I could sit down and put numbers down and come up with something pretty fancy, it's pretty good, but that's not the truth of success. It speaks to what you just said. 5, 6 years from now, where are you at in life? They're still reaching out. They're becoming married. They're starting careers. They're impacting other people's lives. I mean, I'm waiting. I haven't been open long enough, but I'm waiting for our first one to come back and work for us, and I know that's going to happen.
Yeah. Now, I've had several guys.
Yeah, they asked a little early.
Me recently, hey, can I come out? I was like, man, it's not soon enough yet. So, I think really they want to come and they want to show us that they're still doing good. And, when those young men come back through, like they're looking for that validation, that sense of, hey, you said I could do it, I believed I could do it, and guess what, I did it.
Well, you speak to, we're not a destination, vacation place, we got the great paper mill in our background, so it's something deeper than, being here in West Monroe. It's this brotherhood, it's this family. It started with our church. I go back to when my father-in-law got sober, all those years ago, and it just, impacted that church in such a way. We're blessed to have a church that supports us deeply, and it really, when guys, come and experience what goes on at White Ferry Road Church, seeing the CR ministry, seeing the other recovery homes, seeing people look like them there, they're not suit and tie type people.
Yeah, what they see there, and I think part of what they experience with us is they see authenticity and mutual accountability for the first time in their lives. And when they see people being who they really are and being naked and vulnerable, in the difficult places, and also being, speaking strongly and holding each other accountable in the other sorts of places, first they don't quite believe it, but once they do believe it, there's something hugely attractive and transformative about that kind of authentic community.
Yeah, it's when we're willing to be vulnerable and authentic with them of like, hey, like I'm not arrived, I don't have it figured out. They're like, oh wow, this is not what I'm used to. I'm used to, men pretending and living in a sense of false selves and acting like they have it all together. But these men, tell us like they don't have it all together, which makes them want to connect and walk this out with us even more.
It's such a powerful message to, to show somebody how to live as opposed to tell somebody how to live, and I think, they get barked at by their parents, other peers, other people that are in charge, and they come here, yeah, we got to be in charge, but we're doing life with you. Our staff, that's one thing we really invest a lot in, is having these staff that have either overcome something in life or had these experiences where they can really relate and connect with these guys. I know for myself, it's just like, man, when I can get in there and do life with people, I'm going to get more out of myself than by myself. And a lot of these guys have felt alone, man. They haven't been accepted by certain peer groups. They feel isolated from their families. They just have lost their way. And here they get to join in with brothers who've gone before them and kind of blaze the trail. And like, we show you the way. And speaking of what you said, is coming alive. I love seeing those type of guys. When they look like they've been discounted, don't have really anything to shoot for in life, come alive. I think about a young man when he first got here and said, hey, what do you want to pursue? He goes, nothing. I said, that's something to start with, but out of that, man, I have a picture, I don't remember, we actually sent him back to his prom, dressed up and
about
everything.
10 months later.
Yeah, I was like, wow, now he's living here, he's
going
in
to college.
It's not perfect for him, but man, like so much further from where he started at.
Right. He had zero ambition and zero belief in himself.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say, to your point, one of the things that really, not only do the young men connect with us and like call us, but with our staff, they're guys that have been through things, that like have a story to tell, that have come through something. And not only are they calling us and saying, hey, Kyle, Josh, Andrew, this is what I've done, but they're also calling our staff. They're like, hey, this is what I've done. They connect just as much, if not more, at times with those guys also.
Yeah, because those guys are sitting in the fire with them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I love
They're showing up every
I
day.
wish we could do that, but I mean, trooping on, I mean, I don't get to, and you don't get to put as much time as we would love with the guys, but it's important for us to have the men that, you know, are going to spend time with them on a daily basis, you know, have, you know, been somewhere in their life to really connect with them, because that's super important. That's why we are so successful with so many people, because we can push people because of the trust and credibility we gain.
Yeah. Well, and that's really another one of the maybe the fundamental thing that's different about us. You know, you cannot fake character, and you cannot fake fruits. Fruits are going to be a product of the tree. And we're really serious about hiring guys who are intentional about who they are and who they're becoming and how they live. And that produces fruits in the lives of the people they're around, mainly our kids. And that gets overlooked very often. You think, okay, if we get the guys the right clipboard and the right set of instructions and the right set of rules, then we can hire any staff and fit them in that slot. That's just not true. It's not how humans work.
Well, a lot of programs, you know, and I get this a lot, it's like, you know, they want this therapeutic experience, you know, and something I see is like a lot of these kids are therapy immune. You know, that's not for us. That's not where we gain the most traction with guys. And that's an important piece, but the real traction is gained in that authentic relationship, where that credibility is built, and then we can go in and dive in and figure out the whys, all those, you know, questions that need to be answered. But without that relationship, it doesn't matter how good you are therapeutically. Like, it doesn't work, you know. And I would say, if I could sum it up, you know, the Car Shed is a highly relational program that will push men to greater heights because of the trust that's built with the men that are doing life with them.